All right, I'm gonna show how to properly execute a single arm cable row. So the reason why we might want to do a single arm, well, I mean, there's multiple reasons for a unilateral exercise variation. On this is going to help us utilize the activation for what we're trying to hit a lot better. It's also a good way to make sure that your back is balanced. Our back is the one thing we can't really see and make contact with our eyes as we're lifting, right? So it's a good way to make sure, like, am I feeling this where I should be feeling it? So a machine like this that has a chest support is perfect for this. This is not a high row. We're not rowing very high. We're not hitting any of really the upper back muscles with this. This is very much a mid and lower lat exercise. So how I'm gonna execute this, I'm gonna, of course, use my straps here again. Make sure my grip is not the limiting factor on this movement. I'm gonna actually adjust this chest support a little bit to make sure I can get the best stretch. And if need be, you might want to raise your seat actually, because again, if we lower the seat, I'm gonna be rowing higher than I mean to. So I'm going to raise where I'm seating a little bit. I'm gonna put that about there. This is gonna put me in a much better position for what I'm trying to hit. So make sure you're setting up your machines to execute in the way that you mean to. So I'm gonna kind of get into position here. I'm going to hold and brace with my other arm, and I'm going to get that stretch, but I'm keeping my shoulder low. I'm not coming up, I'm not shrugging, using my trap right. We're gonna keep that guy nice and in place. I'm going to send my elbow far behind me and only, like, almost have a little bit of rotation. I'm not physically turning my body to the side, but I'm almost trying to kind of get that elbow really close to me and wrap it around. And then I'm gonna get this nice good stretch here without losing tension. Again, I do not stop here, reset, and then pull the movement. We're not trying to do that. We're always advocates for constant tension when it comes to hypertrophy. So I'm gonna be set up just like this, rowing, having that nice good contraction. And I'm also gonna show how to set this up if your gym does not have a machine like this. I'm gonna show another way you can set this up. All right, so this is the other way you can set up a single arm lat row if your gym does not have a machine that is built for that already. So I'm gonna get an adjustable bench here, and I'm gonna use this as my chest support. Of course, this might be a little bit jankier, right? My face is gonna be into this, that's okay. I'm gonna get a cable machine. I'm gonna set this up in such a way that this is not going to move on me. So if I go really heavy, this is not going to shift because it's set against the machine. If you can't set it up quite like this, put some plates on the ground, make sure that this isn't gonna budge on you. So as I'm set up here, I'm gonna use my wraps again. I'm gonna kind of pull myself into position, into a spot where I can utilize this. And I'm just going to make sure I utilize this chest support. You can be a little bit to the side if you feel that that helps you. I'm gonna make sure I stretch, and I'm gonna row, again, really low. We're not trying to row up here. We're not trying to row high. My elbow is not flared. We're trying to hit those iliac fibers of the lat, which is the lower part of the lat. And I'm gonna be right here the whole time. So those are two ways you can set this up. Of course, this is with a cable, and the way I showed before is with a pin or plate-loaded machine, excuse me. Any of those ways are fine depending on what your gym offers. Just make sure you're utilizing what you want to utilize and you feel the movement where you're supposed to feel it. If you have any questions, send me a form video and we can talk about it together.